Happy Hanukkah, day number 1. Today is the first day of Hanukkah, when we celebrate the miracle of the Jewish victory of the small bandit of Hashmonaim, the Maccabees, who overcame the Hellenists after a 3-year war. And they came back into the temple, and they looked for pure olive oil to kindle the menorah that was kindled every day in the Beit HaMikdash. But they could only find one jug. The little jug they found was only able to last for 1 day, but it lasted for 8 days. And the question, of course, is, if that's the case, then there's 7 days of a miracle, because the first day, the jug of oil was supposed to burn, and it burned. But then it burned an extra 7 days till they could get more oil. So why do we celebrate the first day? What's the miracle of the candle burning the first day? Isn't that what it was supposed to do? The commentaries speak about this at length. And there's so many opinions amongst the rabbis that speak to this question. But the one that speaks to me the most is the fact that the rabbis tell us that the miracle the first day, and why we celebrate Hanukkah the first day, is because the Jews didn't give up the search. Think about it. They had just been fighting for 3 years to protect the Jewish people, to save the Jewish people from annihilation. And they come in, they win the war. They should have gone to the Bahamas, to Turks and Caicos, to Aruba for a week, take a break. You can't find oil? Okay, the menorah will light next week, in 2 weeks. But the Jews didn't give up. They went to search then. And they searched, and they searched, until they found one jug of oil. And that's the miracle of the first day. The miracle of the Jewish people to never, ever give up from searching. You know, I was reading a story about a great uncle of ours, Berker Chaim, cousin. And he was in the Gulag for 10 years in Russia for the crime of being Jewish and celebrating his Judaism. And one time, it was right before Hanukkah, and he was down. And one of his inmates, who wasn't Jewish, but respected him and saw how pious he was, says, "Why are you down?" He says, "Well, we have a holiday coming up. We have to light the menorah, and I don't have it." So the guy asks him, "What do you need?" He says, "I need oil. I need something to hold it in. And I need to be able to burn a fire." He says, "No problem, I got your back." The next day, he comes to him. He had taken an onion. He had carved out the middle. He took some butter he had left from his dinner, and he put it in. And then he took some threads from his inmate clothing, and he put it inside. He said, "Here." But he said, 1 second. The Berker turns to this inmate who wasn't Jewish, says, "But what about we need the fire, most importantly." He says, He takes a few pieces of thread. He rubs it quickly against the floor, and it creates a spark and gives him a candle. And he says, "Here, you have your candle to light the menorah here in the Gulag in Siberia." And Rebecca Chaim lit the menorah. That's the story of the Jewish miracle. We never gave up searching to be able to bring light, to be able to illuminate the world, to be able to dispel darkness with a lot of light. If it was in the Gulag in Russia, if it was against the Hellenists in Israel, if it was after October 7th in Kibbutz Be'eri, in Kfar Aza, in Sderot, and wherever it may be. The miracle that we celebrate on the first day today is the miracle of the courage of the Jewish people never to give up. And to see the spirit of our young generation in the last year and a half, the spirit and the courage they had to celebrate Judaism, to be Jewish, to go out and celebrate with pride, to be able to have the courage to fight back against anti-Semitism, to stand up for Israel, to continue searching, to bring light into the darkest world. That's what we celebrate day 1. Chag Sameach. Tonight, go home, light your menorah. If you're able to before then, 5 p.m., come show Jewish pride at the square at Chestnut Hill, 200 Boylston Street. We'll be outdoors lighting a menorah. We'll have a gelt drop. We'll have a fire show and donuts and latkes, giving spirit to the Jewish people and to the searching for light and never giving up. Chag